my lovely people, James and John here today at a very special place. We are currently in front of UCR's Community Garden, which is, you can see right behind us. But before we get started, if you like the contents of our video, please give us 2 thumbs up, and that subscribe button below, please click on it so you get notified whenever we update new videos. John, why are we here today?
Today we were able to get an interview with one of the co-directors of UCR Garden, Richard, as well as 2 interns, Crystal and Danny. The goal of the UCR Community Garden is to not only just try and branch out to get the community a little bit more involved with gardening, but also they have a stronger goal in mind to try and be able to provide food for the campus itself.
That being said, let's go inside.
And here I have with me Richard. Hello, Richard.
Hey, how's it going?
Hi. And then what is your role here at the Community Garden?
I have been assigned to be the co-director here at the R'Garden. My background is in farming, so I'm bringing in the knowledge of conventional farming, and we're also going to tackle some organic farming. I'm making it a mission for me to be able to teach all the student interns and even community members on the higher scale part of farming.
And I was lucky enough to get an opportunity to speak with some of the interns.
Here I have Danny and
Crystal.
And can you guys explain what you guys do here at the Community Garden?
Yeah, so I can go first. So I'm an intern here at the Community Garden, and our responsibilities kind of like vary from teaching workshops to just like working on the rows to just like giving out plots, things like that.
Yeah, I think my experience here has been from like managing completely huge community events, and then also kind of just like being the liaison between the community garden plots and students in general, the undergrad students. We also kind of focus on outreach on campus in general, so we will have produce that we give to students for free. They don't have to like do anything in particular, they just like give us their student ID so that we can keep track of how much produce we're giving away.
Provide produce to our dining, so that's why we're amping up production. So that way it'd be kind of cool, like it's gonna be a sustainable system that we'll be feeding the students, and the students will be helping grow their own food. We have an area that it's about 4 acres, probably 100 yards from this garden, that we are going to be doing conventional farming, and my plan is to have the community engage fully in the practice. They'll be driving tractors, they'll be fertilizing, they will be doing any kind of farming activity that is done out in the real world. They'll be able to experience it here at the garden.
We were hoping to expand to this area where you see all these wood chips. But yeah, there's more to it. I mean, we have like the rows, we have the orchard, the oranges, we have like a little area that's we're working on right now, and then we have like the we call it 7G, which is like more row crops. On the other side. So it's pretty good.
You want to go ahead and explain a little bit of some of the outreach programs or workshops that they offer here?
In terms of workshops, we offer like a variety. So last year we had like just like basic gardening, so we learned about basic kind of like tools and like how to garden, how to like compost, and just how to like harvest your food. We had one on like how to grow your own mushrooms. Seed identification. One on like traditional irrigation. So like trying to use more like traditional indigenous methods to water plants instead of using like hose or like drip tape.
And in terms of outreach, we focus on collaboration with other student departments. So we've worked with the care department, which is a department that works with survivors of sexual assault, and we've collaborated on a workshop that is about resilience. And so we gave out succulents to students, and we hosted a workshop that was just centering around like focusing on the importance of plants and acknowledging that like as beings, you know, we're kind of the same. We all need the same things: sunlight and socialization.
As the name says it's a community garden, and we would like the community to be part of the university and have that student life engage with community life, and then have more participation in the community and come together.
So those are the kind of events that we focus on more than like selling our produce or trying to like market in that way. We're just trying to like focus this space as being somewhere where students, specifically students of color, can like feel comfortable and connect with their home away from home.
And so when you have these events, say the workshops where you want to try and get the community involved, is the best place to find it probably on your website, or?
Yes, we have a social media.
Yeah, so we have an Instagram, so it's UCR Community Garden, and we have a Facebook that's also UCR Community Garden.
Oh.
And what we'll do is we'll go ahead and put everything in the description down below, so you guys can go ahead and find it easily.
So all the events usually get posted with time, and then also word of mouth. The students that are participating in the activities will go out and talk to community club members, anybody that they feel would be interested in coming to the
So
event.
I heard you say succulents, and I heard you talked about citrus a little bit. So you're saying here at the garden, there's not necessarily like you have to grow vegetables or fruits. Is it really they can kind of grow whatever they want?
Yes, for the most part. I mean, we do have rules like not to plant trees or like obviously like it is a UC campus, so you can't plant like tobacco or like marijuana. Don't plant mint like on the ground because we know it's gonna like spread out real quickly.
Yeah.
So I mean, but other than that, we can grow pretty much anything.
Like say if I got a plot here and I started gardening, am I responsible for bringing my own tools, or do you guys have some like community shared tools or equipments that they can use, or is it kind of bring your own equipment or tools to use for your garden?
Yeah, so we pretty much like offer everything here. So we have tools like in this shed right here. We have like all the tools you might need. And then I think the only thing they have to provide is if they want any kind of like extra things. So you see like some netting that we have people around, or like these fences. So if they want to get that themselves, they usually can. And then also just like they usually provide their own seeds, but other than that, like everything else is provided. And like at zero cost too.
Oh, okay. So it's just really just show up, just please don't break our equipment kind of thing.
Yeah, show up and like just keep everything nice looking and like be respectful to like, the other gardeners.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that also speaks to for just like the physical space and the transformation period that we're in, because we're having new management and we're kind of just organizing our space in general differently. So we're hoping to expand the community plots and to make our row crops here certified organic. So yeah, kind of just working with that.
So I also noticed we were walking around a little bit earlier that some plots have some drip systems, and I also see that there's some hose. Is it where you guys kind of water for them, or are they responsible for watering it? How does the whole watering system work here?
There's spouts all over the garden that are accessible to all the plot. And so once you talk a little bit more to our manager, he can talk more about where the water's coming from and talk a little bit more about the gauge canal that we have close to us. That is kind of the whole reason that this garden even exists, and that especially in the Inland Empire, if we're speaking locally, because it's so dry here and there's not a lot of resources.
Yeah, Gauge Canal feeds the whole region here. I think it's Riverside and Corona. What we do is we have a pump station across the street. We will pump X amount of water, whatever our needs are. We'll order it. It takes 24 hours to get here, and then we'll pump it into a reservoir system. We have 3 reservoirs. We have the furrow and micro and pressurized. Anything that's furrow irrigation, we have a reservoir right across the street. That it's kind of just gravity. We don't need too much pressure, so it works great. Everything gets filtered on site, so everything goes up, everything gets used. And then we also have a catching system. We have drains, and we have a salvage reservoir. Everything goes to one reservoir.
Yeah.
So we catch all of our drain water. Nothing gets wasted.
So if I wanted to rent a plot out here, is there like a monthly upkeep cost that I have to do, like to pay for the water or just the space?
No, everything's free.
Okay. The step process or the process of actually obtaining a plot here, is it difficult, or can you a little bit walk me through what that might be like?
Yeah, so you could just visit our website, rgarden.ucr.edu, and there'll be like a section that says like sign up for a plot. It'll be really specific, and then it leads you to a Google form that you fill out, and then you'll be on a list. Then we follow up with you, and then at that point, it's really just your responsibility of being responsive, the community member. It's a host website that the university uses.
Okay.
But it's very simple, and it is electronic. And they've tried to make it a little bit simpler than it was a couple months ago.
And then the community garden itself, what are your guys' times? Like when are you guys open? What time of the day?
The times will vary with the seasons, so time changes. But right now, the community hours are 8 to 11 a.m. You guys are welcome to come in. One of us, either myself or one of the student interns, will be around. And if you guys have any questions, you guys could come up and approach us, and we'll try to help you in any way we can.
And one of the things that I was wondering too is, does this place have a name, or is it just called Community Garden?
So the official name, like if you have to Google us, is UCR Community Garden. But the campaign that started this whole place was led by students who dubbed the whole slogan, "Where's Our Garden?"
Okay.
So that name kind of stuck. And so amongst students and amongst marketing, we use the terms Our Garden to call ourselves like...
I like that.
Yeah, and that's mostly to describe the community plot areas, because like we said, we're expanding to be a lot more conventional and have organic farming.
So if you had
That's
to
our
say
mission.
that if there's like a main goal that you guys have for the community garden, what would that be?
Sustainability, I would say.
Yeah, and food justice.
Getting access to like food, because I mean Riverside is like a food desert. Giving access to people, that's like our main goal. UCR is like 62% food insecure, so that's around 13,000 students, and like the pantry can only really helps cover around 300 students a week. So there's a huge gap between max 500 students a week to the 13,000. So I mean we're just trying to do as much as we can to like help out.
Thank you very much, Richard. Thank you very much, Danny.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Crystal.
Thank you.
You guys have a good day.
Thanks.
And I think I'm gonna go ahead and figure out how to get a plot here.